Hey guys, it's Eric,
It's Tim.
and we are D&E Miniature and Board Games. So today, you want to pull it over? We're going to do an unboxing of Arcadia Quest Beyond the Grave. We realize that this is an older expansion, and we also know that Arcadia Quest Inferno just ended on Kickstarter. But, it's kind of a teaser of what's to come. And we also know that some of you probably may not have it. So we're going to go ahead and unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to put the stuff up like we normally do. And somewhere here, the figures will be shown.
Somewhere. Anyways, Eric, got the plastic off. Let's go ahead and rip into this thing, see if we can, oh man, I really hate, they just don't. It's my first day.
Alright, so, you go ahead and do this one, man. Pull it out.
We have a book. This is a book. And I know you like to flip through and see what all the book might be able to tell us. And it looks like most of this, and from what I've understood with your reviews and everything of the earlier Arcadia Quest, these are mostly scenarios. Your new scenarios, you've got, actually right here in the back, you've kind of got a little a key as to who's who and things like that. But everything else looks like it's scenarios, and the rules looks like rules are right around here.
Well, that's just an addition onto the initial
Right, so
Arcadia
you've already
Quest.
got the base game. You already know how to do everything.
Now, from what I read, you have to have the base game to play this.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just play it haphazardly what you got. There should be 3 new tiles.
3 new tiles, front and back. Cool Mini normally does their front and backs. You got one set of game cards here. Looks like these are your token cards.
Now, what that actually is, because I realize that you haven't played this before, is for every mission, you have certain things you have to complete. You have to kill another person's character.
Mm-hmm.
You have to kill a monster. That's what these are. These are your quests.
Quests, my bad. Maybe these are the no.
Those are your character
cards.
Yep.
And
You got
equipment.
so we've got 6 new tiles front and back. Well, 3 new tiles front and back.
Tiny little equipment cards.
Yeah. Because that's a typical Cool Mini.
Yep. Which is actually, when I first saw Cool Mini doing these with Zombicide and such, I was like, tiny cards. This is gonna suck. But after playing and seeing how much easier it is to manage a handful of this versus a handful of this, I was like, okay, now I get it. Much more player friendly in that aspect.
Now these are the campaign sheets, okay? This is what I was talking to you about earlier.
The trackers and
because with Arcadia Quest, you complete one scenario, and it's the doorway to the next scenario.
Right. You got to complete one to move through.
Right, and on this, you actually keep track of least deaths, winner, most coins, stuff like that. So if you decide to play, let's say we play tonight, and we get through 2 of the scenarios, and we don't go back to it for 6 months, you just pull the card out, and you know exactly what you had, where you were,
everything like that. And you said it also, you carry over everything from campaign to campaign.
Mm-hmm. Now, you can only carry over a certain amount of equipment, but you get the coins to buy more equipment or spells or such.
Okay, so
now into the miniatures.
Let's see here.
Now that should be your 2 new character figures and your major monsters.
And let's do this one last, because I know the major monster is your favorite aspect of this particular expansion.
So what we got is some skeleton soldiers, and a few just evil and twisted looking characters.
They look like zombies because they got no noses.
Dude, this guy's actually got a dagger in his head.
It looks like his brain's exposed. Is that hair or brain?
Yeah, that's hair. Well,
That's brain. It's the top of his skull.
That's brain, man. They're not bad. Typical Cool Mini style, man. Lots of detail.
Very
nice little
very
figures.
good craftsmanship.
And I kind of like Arcadia. When I first saw Arcadia Quest, I didn't like it because of the big head aspect.
I didn't like it because of the cartoony.
But after I played it a few times, you know what? Considering the fact that it's kind of,
right.
You're kind of cooperative, but then again, one of the quests is sometimes to kill another player's character.
And that's, that's something else. By all means, definitely go and watch the Kickstarter videos and everything like that. When I watched it, when Eric showed me the one for Inferno, I went from saying this is probably not going to be a fun game and I wouldn't be interested in it, and to saying that, holy crap,
when do I get to play?
Right. This actually looks like it would be very entertaining.
So there's the Frankenstein character I was telling you.
Right, and man, he's been talking about Frankenstein for like weeks now.
And then our two new characters here.
I don't know about y'all, but I kind of like this big behemoth right here. That's pretty,
I'm thinking you like him until you have to play against him.
That's pretty brutal looking.
Because here's the thing, it's just like regular Arcadia Quest. When the first scenario, you're really not fighting anything, but it's kind of like you're familiar with the zombie side, so I use that as a reference for you. In zombie side, when you first start out, you're in blue, and you don't get a lot of zombies,
right.
So you can handle them. The same with Arcadia Quest. When you're just like in the first scenario, you don't have really good weapons, so you're not really fighting big things. But I've gotten to like the second and third. I've actually never finished Arcadia Quest. But I've gotten like the second and third, and the creatures get bigger and badder.
Yeah.
Crap. But the cool thing, though, is that you get coinage, you can buy the better weapons, so that when you go in there, you can handle what you're going against.
Now, this is a 4-player max game, if I remember correctly.
I believe it is, yes.
And
but it's like they say with Cool Mini. It's your game once you buy it, and trust me, though it's 4-player max. Well, the problem with that though is I really don't think you can go past 4 because you got the color codes.
Right, and I was gonna say from everything that I had seen, with it being semi-cooperative.
The semi is stretching it.
Yeah, it seemed like you wouldn't be able to move into the game and really get into it if there were more than 2, 3, or 4, that would probably more characters, in other words, and this one would not benefit anybody.
The cool thing about Arcade Quest is you actually get 3 characters that you're playing with, but you only get to use, I believe, 1, and then the next person, you can use 1, and you can use the same one over and over again.
Right.
But the once you've used weapons, well, you don't get to use it again until you rest those characters.
Right.
So the key is you really want to use all 3, and then rest for 1 turn, so that you can...
Because, like you said, you got to be ready to defend your back, because somebody's trying to kill you.
Yeah, another player is always trying to kill you.
Not to mention, you got something like this that might be out there trying to kill you. Or you got Frankie here.
But, I played Arcadia Quest at CMON Expo. And actually, that's how I got my free game. But,
cheap pop.
I think I played like 1 scenario, and I really liked it. And, my wife Glenda, who actually wants to start doing these with us, which might bring us more viewers, she fell in love with the game. It was like Rivet Wars. Arcadia Quest and Rivet Wars, actually any Cool Mini game, she has no problem with me back in the Kickstarters.
And everything that I've seen that you've got from Cool Mini, it's very simplistic, it's very user-friendly. I mean, it is something that you can get into, play by their rules, play by your own rules. Bottom line is, though, I haven't seen a boring-looking game that they've produced.
I haven't either. And like I said, during the others, Glenda came up behind me. She goes, "How much have we actually, done on this so far?" I said, "Yeah, we're up around $350, I think." And she's like, "Oh, okay." I said something about something else. She goes, "The hell?"
Yeah.
But it was like this. Arcadia Quest Inferno, I didn't put as much into it. But I looked at it and I was like, whenever this stuff... I know it helps Kickstarter, but they unlocked everything anyways. So I was like, you know what? When the Pledge Manager comes out, I'll go ahead and just buy the rest of the stuff I want.
Right.
Actually, what I put in will get most everything anyways.
Do you remember off the top of your head what Beyond the Grave brought in for Arcadia Quest?
Well, Beyond the Grave was actually an expansion with Arcadia Quest.
Oh, okay. So it came out with the original then?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That and the Nameless Campaign. Nameless Campaign, I believe, was a stretch goal. But Arcadia Quest was actually an expansion that you could buy with the original Arcadia Quest. It's kind of like they brought the Dragon ones out for Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had Beyond the Grave for Arcadia Quest.
Oh, okay. Okay, so basically, Arcadia Quest did so well, and they were able to do... What, 2 expansions, basically?
Well, they did the Beyond the Grave expansion and the Nameless Campaign. It's not really an expansion, not like this.
Right.
It's just a campaign. Gives you a few
Just
more
more
scenarios,
yeah.
and I think you got 5 figures or something with it.
And also, I know we were talking earlier. Arcadia Quest is something that you're gonna need.
The rule book,
yeah, you're gonna need your books, and it's not because of the rules; it's because of the scenarios. You've got to play the scenarios out as they got them listed here.
Because but
it's because that's the culmination of the game.
The whole thing is you're trying to get to the final scenario and beat the ultimate boss.
Right.
Now, I'm sure that once you played this a gazillion times, which technically, when you go to play a game, the first scenario, you're actually playing, I think, 4 or 5 scenarios for the first game. And they're not quick. They take a little bit of time.
Right.
I think, though, if you played it for a couple of years, you probably could do like we do with Zombicide, where we just throw tiles out at random and blah, 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 and play.
You might be able to come up with your own scenarios.
And honestly, with me, it's not like those are easy games that I set out on those boards. Because in the end, you're not meant to win Zombicide. Yeah, it's bloody, I know. But I like Arcadia because I think when we finally are able to sit down and play this, you're going to enjoy it as well. The only problem is that, if we get Black Plague at the end of next week, all bets are off on Arcadia Quest for a second because, that's the new one coming out.
Yeah.
But, so, Arcadia Quest Beyond the Grave, Inferno just ended, so if you didn't back it, they usually do late pledges, and it should have opened up by now, or give it a couple weeks and it'll open up where you can actually do a late pledge for Inferno. And with Inferno, some of the optional buys is the original Arcadia Quest and the Beyond the Grave and some of the extra, some of the characters from the original.
You can't beat coming in late and getting more than you bargained for.
And most of the stuff they have in the optional buy is cheaper than you can buy from Cool Mini. So, and also remember, folks, if you haven't already bought your tickets, CMON Expo, first part of May. Tickets, I think, are $35.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat that swag bag. I think it was about $200 worth of stuff last time when I bought mine. And
this video should be up hopefully sometime this weekend. So by all means, please, if you're in the area, stop by Tree Fort Games in Fayetteville. He's got a huge sale going on, especially on board games. You can get in, get some stuff at a good steal.
And Don is going to be there on Sunday with Mantic's Kings of War. I believe that's what they're running Sunday. I think that's what Don told me. Or was it Wrath? It might be Wrath of Kings, which is... It's one or the other. Kings of War or Wrath of Kings. But fantasy miniature game, they're running a tournament on Sunday. We went up tonight. And we will probably be up at least one day this weekend. But anyways, guys, remember, if you like what you see, please subscribe to us, share our videos, check us out on Facebook, and above all, support your local gaming. We game at Tree Fort Games in Fayetteville, Georgia.
Absolutely.
As always, guys, game on.
Game on, folks.
love.